If you're looking for top-notch speaker specs at a low price, these speakers are a must-have. Welcome to my channel everyone. Today I'll be reviewing the KRK Rokit 10-3 G4s. I'll share with you why I think these speakers are a must-have and what keeps them from being the perfect speaker. Okay, so before we start, I want to let you know that I paid for these speakers with my own money and wasn't asked or paid to say anything good or bad about them. All of the thoughts and opinions I share are completely my own. Now that's out of the way, let's get into the review. Alright, let's start by talking about the specs of the speaker. It has a total power output of 300 watts with a 75 watt tweeter, a 75 watt mid-range driver and a 150 watt woofer. It has a 10-inch woofer, a 4.5-inch mid-range driver and a 1-inch tweeter, and they are all made out of Kevlar. These drivers are powered by a tri-amped Class D amplifier. In terms of sound pressure level and frequency range, this speaker can reach a maximum sound pressure level of 112 decibels, which means it can get very loud, and has a frequency range of 26 to 20,000 Hz, so it covers almost the entirety of human hearing. It also has an integrated backlit LCD display and 25 visual graphic EQ presets that are based on DSP technology. In terms of connectivity, the speaker has a combo input with both XLR and jack 6.3mm balanced connectors. It has dimensions of 55 by 33 by 37 centimeters and weighs almost 16 kilograms. All in all, these are very impressive speaker specs in this price range. Moving on the design of the speaker, one of the first things you will notice are the yellow drivers. These give the speaker a unique look, but I would honestly prefer if they were black so that the speakers could be a bit more minimalistic. Thankfully, they are not too bright or overpowering. The bass port is also located on the front of the speaker, which makes it easier to hear and feel the bass, especially if you have the speakers against the wall. One feature that I'm not a fan of is the KRK logo that is placed on the left side of the speaker, which has LEDs behind it. Personally, I prefer my speakers to be as minimal as possible. Moving on to functionality, as I mentioned before, the speaker has a combo input with both XLR and jack 6.3mm balanced connectors. While it's possible to use an unbalanced connection like a 6.3 mono jack, I strongly recommend using a balanced connection instead. This will reduce the noise and provide a stronger signal. The speaker's display allows you to customize the EQ settings based on the acoustics of your room. For example, if you have a lot of bass resonance in your space, you can use the display to turn the bass down a few decibels. This feature is really useful and I found it helpful when I needed to adjust the bass level in my own setup. KRK also lets you turn off the logo light, thankfully, and adjust the screen brightness to your liking. One aspect of the speakers that is important to everyone is the power output. While these speakers can definitely get loud if you turn them up, what really stands out to me is their ability to deliver strong, clean sound even at lower volumes. I usually keep my speakers set to 50% or less of their maximum power in order to avoid increasing harmonic distortion and noise, which can also increase the lifespan of your speakers by using less power and generating less heat. I've been really impressed with their sound quality even when I'm not pushing them to their limits. But now let's talk about the most important thing, which is sound quality. These KRK speakers are capable of producing deep and detailed bass, which really enhances the listening experience if you're watching movies, if you're playing games, or if you're listening to songs. I've heard bass notes that I wasn't able to detect with other speakers. The bass on these speakers goes so low that you don't even need a subwoofer. In fact, the quality is so good that I've given up on headphones entirely. The triple driver design allows them to produce extremely detailed and well-separated sound without any stress on the drivers. This is because each driver is responsible for a narrower frequency spectrum, which means they don't have to make large movements to reproduce the same level of detail as a smaller speaker. They present you with every detail of a busy track in an effortless, flat way that allows you to easily digest all the information. This flat presentation is a plus because it allows you to hear all the little imperfections and all the errors in a badly mixed track. Despite the level of detail, they are not fatiguing to listen to, unlike some other studio monitors or consumer speakers that boost the treble to give you the illusion of more detail. At the €800 price point, these speakers can compete and outperform any other speaker. You won't find better value for the money unless you're willing to spend €2,500. And even then, you're not getting the same specs as the KRKs. Overall, the sound quality of these speakers is excellent. However, there's one significant issue that I need to mention. The only real issue is an audible hiss that is present all the time, but it's especially noticeable when there's no sound coming out of the speaker, so when you're not playing music. I'll demonstrate the issue for you now, but make sure you turn up the volume on your device so you can hear it clearly. As you can hear, this is caused by a design flaw in which the amplifier sits too close to the power supply, and the power supply induces electromagnetic interference into the amplifier, so the amplifier gets that interference, amplifies it, and plays it on the speakers, plays it through the drivers, basically. Essentially, you're hearing the power supply of the speaker working. I don't know why KRK didn't catch this in the design process, but it's definitely a major drawback. I tried everything from unplugging my speakers from my power strip and connected them to a circuit with nothing else on it, to using them without a ground in an attempt to identify the cause of the issue. All of these tests were conducted with no signal from my DAC, so that the speaker was isolated from any external noise. Based on these tests, I can confirm that the issue lies within the speaker and not with any external factors. It's a shame that such a good value speaker, which only costs €800 per pair and has such great performance, also has this major flaw. However, I have a plan to try and fix the issue. I'm going to attempt to create a shield in between the power supply and the amplifier, so it sucks up all the electromagnetic interference and then ground the shield to effectively dissipate all of it. I'm also going to try to cool every single component inside the cabinet of the speaker to try to reduce their operating temperatures in order for them to reduce their noise. We'll see. None of my plans are perfect, but my goal is to reduce the hiss up to 50% or even completely eliminate it, who knows. If you're interested in how this project turns out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss the video. To conclude this review, KRK has managed to create something that is truly competitive, both in terms of specs and price. If you plan on using the speaker as a midfield monitor, or you'll be sitting further away from them, these are without a doubt the best speakers you can buy right now. Personally, I'm very happy with my purchase, but I'm very disappointed by the hiss because I can hear it even though I'm half a meter away from the speakers. Despite this issue, I still believe that they are worth their price point, and if not for the flaw, this would have been the perfect speaker. I guess you can't have it all. Thank you for watching the video, everyone. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed my content, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing it with your friends. Until next time, farewell.